Hello and welcome to Greater Living South Jersey. My name is Braden, and today in this video we are going to be exploring Cherry Hill, Collingswood, and Haddonfield with Jeff and Amy, who are two clients of ours who purchased a home here in 2023. We're going to be checking in with them. We're going to be talking about all of the things that make this community a great place to live in, and we're also going to be pulling back the curtain and looking behind the scenes and chatting about their process in buying a home. There's definitely going to be some great insights, or if you're considering buying in Cherry Hill, that might be helpful as well, because we're going to be able to explore some of the things that make this area so great. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Braden, and my real estate partner Trey and I make videos just like this to help people just like you make decisions about their next move to in and around South Jersey. And one of the reasons why we love doing this is because we would absolutely love to be your real estate advisor of choice. So if you're thinking about making a move in the near or the far future, definitely book a consultation, because we would love to help you come up with a strategy that's as unique as your needs. No two moves are ever the same, and we definitely would love to help you make that next move stress-free, maybe even a little bit of fun. So sit back and relax. We're gonna go pick up Jeff and Amy, and let's go explore Cherry Hill, Collingswood, and Haddonfield, and have a great day doing so. So let's go. Hey guys, hello, how's it going?
Hey, Glenn.
I'm good to see you.
Where are we going?
We're gonna go to Trouble Brewing and get some coffee. Excited?
Yes.
It's a lovely rainy day here in Cherry Hill. So while we're on our way, let's talk about, you guys bought your house in Cherry Hill 18 months ago. Time flies.
That's Flores.
I feel like Cherry Hill was not originally on your list of places that we were looking at.
Not at all.
Not at all. I agree.
What, but are you happy you're living here?
Yeah. I mean, we honestly didn't think we could afford to be in Cherry Hill.
Okay.
So, but I think we both realized how big Cherry Hill is, and like you can really find the parts of it that you like. Like there's parts of Cherry Hill that like I don't think we necessarily need to be in, like family neighborhood,
Totally.
super condensed. But like we like where we are. It's like spaced out. It's every home is kind of unique. So
Cherry Hill is just like really big, and so you can kind of be all over. But you guys are like in this pocket where you're close to like Collingswood, close to Haddonfield,
yeah.
so you get access to all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys actually live right by the PATCO station.
We love the PATCO.
So, does it bother you living literally not far from the train? Like, I'm sure you can hear it if you were thinking about it.
I think it took, 2 months to stop hearing the train?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't hear the train anymore?
Oh, no.
It's also worth it because we're literally walking distance. Like it's 3 streets and we can hop on. So that's like, I mean, my previous job, like I took that to work every day. It was great. It's a nice little stroll.
You just walk over to the train station and hop on. And how long was the train ride from where you live? You're getting on the Ashland station, right?
Yep.
All right, so if you get on the Ashland PATCO station, how long does that take you to get into Philadelphia?
Like 20, 25 minutes tops.
Right.
So yeah, we're the second to last stop
Mm-hmm.
on the PATCO on Jersey, and then I would take it to the last stop in Philly, and it was like 25 minutes.
That's really not bad.
It's not bad. It was $6 round trip. I mean, that's the same price as the bridges now. So,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't have to pay for parking. You don't have to worry about a car. I mean, we definitely are super happy with being so close to PATCO.
I think that's one of the things that people don't realize is that there are places in South Jersey that you can commute from Philly.
Yeah.
Like you can keep your job in Philly and live out here and come home to like just a little bit more breathing room and open space. What are some of your favorite things about living in Cherry Hill?
I like the spot where we are because we're kind of equidistant from the hustle and bustle spots of Cherry Hill, the mall and the PATCO, but we're also in the opposite direction. You can go to like downtown Collingswood, you can go to Haddonfield without all the traffic and all the malls, and it still feels very like small town. So I think you get the best of both worlds.
I mean, I love the PATCO. To drink in the city and then not have to take an Uber home.
Sure.
The greatest thing on earth. Like, we've had Christmas parties for our work events, and we've had, we've met people in Philly. And to be able to hop on the PATCO, which runs 24/7, and rush hour is every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's invaluable.
One of the things that people should know about South Jersey is that we really are like the greater Philly region.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of pride in Philly sports teams, especially the Phillies, especially the Eagles. Those I think are top tier. The Flyers are also equally as beloved, but people are very passionate about the Eagles and the Phillies in a lot of ways. The Flyers fans, I feel like it's like a subsection little cult in some ways. Like people who love the Flyers, like
we're waiting for them to
they love the Flyers. They're in their, they'll have their glow up eventually.
And they have Gritty, who's beloved across the country.
Yeah. So,
no matter how good the team is, they still have Gritty. So
yeah, for people who are not from here, the Gritty is the mascot for the Flyers, and it did not exist until probably like
2019?
Yeah, the last 6 years. And when they unveiled it, people were very mad about it.
He was very off-put, and Philly people were saying that, and then as soon as he broke out into the rest of the world, the rest of the world was saying, he's kind of weird looking. We're like, no, that's our mascot. We can say that about him. You can't say that about him.
If you tell people in Philly that you don't like something, they will immediately love it.
Yeah. Yep.
Philly is like such a great, I always say it's like the underdog city. Like it's not New York, it's not Chicago, it's not LA, but like it's scrappy.
It is scrappy.
It's a very scrappy town, like doesn't take any BS, and it has its charm for sure. Let's talk about your origin story of buying your first house. Now, before we met, what were those conversations like when you were thinking about buying a house?
Oh, I can answer this one. Because all Amy wanted was an old Victorian house. That's all she wanted. That's all we went to go see.
Yep.
And I tried to get her on townhouses. So we were very far apart.
Well, that's where I met you, was at a townhouse.
Exactly. See, so it was really my idea that got us where we are.
And you didn't buy either of those things.
I know.
We did.
No, you're one of my people I call when I see a really cool old house.
I know. Oh. Which we did get to see a lot of very awesome, cool houses.
Yes.
But I think in that process, we also learned how much work big old houses are. The housing market was so crazy. I don't think we were prepared for how quick you had to move and make an offer. If you find a house, you can't go back and look at it a second or third time like people used to. It's if you like it today, you have to put in an offer today. Which after a couple houses, Braden, you are very good at telling us that reality of well, if you guys do like it and you want to be in this market, you've got to be ready to make a move. Yeah.
I think one of the best things to do is when you're starting the process is get out with your agent and go see 4 or 5 houses all on the same day that are on and around the spectrum of what you're looking to buy, so you can really understand, because you do have to make that decision that you get to look at the house for 30 minutes and then decide to buy the biggest financial decision of your life.
Yes.
Terrifying.
Yes.
Flexibility with your list, I think, is a big hint.
You got to know what your 4 things are that would be nice to have.
Yeah.
And then you need to know what the 2 things are that you're willing to make a sacrifice on.
Right.
Because you won't get 2 of those things. You're going to get 80% of it with the house.
Right.
And if you can figure that out in the process early enough, what really are the things that, okay, I could bend on this, it's going to help you.
Yeah.
Because there is no such thing as the perfect house. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
unless you were to build it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there something you wish you thought differently about the locations in the process?
Yeah, I'll say I didn't really put a lot of weight into my commute, which we're lucky that we bought the house we did, and not because you showed us some houses that had everything on our checklist, but it was like an hour commute. But it was really tempting because you're not making the drive every day at that moment. You know, you try to convince yourself that the drive is worth all those lovely, you know, features that you wouldn't have if you didn't move there. But we're like 20 minutes away from work. It's so quick. We're closer to work than most people in Pennsylvania, and we work in South Philly. So I wouldn't trade our location for the world just to touch the commute.
Cherry Hill is like, it's like the flagship of South Jersey in some ways.
If it's one of the areas that people know of South Jersey, you know, when you say I'm from South Jersey, most people say Cherry Hill's the starting point. Like, oh, I'm 20 minutes from Cherry Hill, or I'm in Cherry Hill, and then you can kind of narrow it down from there. So definitely we'll know where it is.
Yeah, it's kind of a good anchor point for people in terms of where you live in relation to Cherry Hill. You get a lot of just like in a community like this, for example, you get a lot of 1950s, 1960s ranches and bungalows in here. So I think these are great starter homes.
Yeah.
You know, in a community like this, where if you are maybe you don't have kids yet, or maybe you just had kids, you can get something in here that, you know, still makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. How would you describe your day-to-day life is for a person who lives in Cherry Hill? What are some of the things that people should know when they're thinking about?
Okay.
I would say not all parts of Cherry Hill are created equal. But we checked out a couple houses with you in Cherry Hill, and the taxes were crazy. And then we found this house, and the taxes were not crazy. It's the same square footage. It was roughly the same listing price. So it's kind of weird. It's there's a little part of Cherry Hill for everyone. There's the mansions, the big houses, the townhome sections, and then the little, this area, just a bunch of little small development homes. Really, you can carve out your own little, whatever you're looking for, you can find it in Cherry Hill.
So you've been in your house now for 18 months?
Yeah.
What is something that surprised you about owning a home that you weren't thinking about before?
There's some stuff, I think, around the house that you've never noticed on the inspection, or when you looked at the house for the first time, that just drives you insane after a few months. And you just want to change it so bad. Yeah. And you're not ready for that, because you buy it thinking you're not going to do that. You know, you think you love everything about the house, and then after you live there it's just like an apartment. Things just start to drive you crazy. But I guess the good news about a home is you have the power to change it, which is really nice. That's different.
Trying to understand how long you're going to be in the house for, you know, and to be okay with that, you know, and understand that at some point it's okay if you outgrow it.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I think if you've not bought a house before, one of the things that is a foreign concept for people is that you're buying an asset that's appreciating. Yeah. You're buying an asset that you're not only paying that debt down, but you are also, the house is making you money every week, every month, every day, right? It's making you money. It's constantly building towards your future. You're going to transfer that when you go to the next thing, wherever that is. It's not like a car where it's okay, if you've only ever bought cars before, you buy it for this much, and when you go to trade it in, it's worth a whole heck of a lot less, you know, and you've been paying interest and all that. It's such a different model that for people who are buying their first house, that can seem intimidating or just not.
Backwards.
Yeah. So you guys want some fun stats about your house?
Yeah.
All right. So you bought your house in May of 2023 for $350,000.
Yeah.
All right. Today, do you know how much it's worth?
Yeah.
Probably about $400,000. So in literally 18 months, you guys have already gotten almost $50,000 worth of equity on top of what you've been paying out of your mortgage every month, right?
Right.
So that means that house that you bought is essentially making you guys about $2,500 every single month.
Yeah.
That's all about
Right. Just, and you're not doing anything other than just living, you know? And that's real money that you're going to then be able to leverage into the next level, you know, or whatever you want to do, you know, whether you're there for 100 years or 5 years, you know, it's still leverage that you get to use. All right. So we're going to go to Central Taco and Tequila. How long does it take you to, on the PATCO to go from your house to Central Taco?
like 6 minutes.
It's like nothing.
Like, yeah. It's great because, yeah, I mean, there's the PATCO along straight into Philly, but like the Collingswood has a farmer's market every Saturday, like right in the PATCO parking lot. So, yeah, every Saturday in the summer, hop on PATCO, can go to the farmer's market. 5 minutes.
People don't realize that, like, Jersey has some mad good produce.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the Garden State.
It is the Garden State, but people think we're the strip mall state.
I know.
You know?
I had a friend who thought that the Garden State was a sarcastic remark. He didn't think it was legit.
Because he'd never been south of, like, New Brunswick.
Yeah. He thought it was all a joke.
Yeah, no, it's like South Jersey produce. Like in the summer, like I just really love going to, like, there's so many great farm stands around.
Now we're spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you can live your whole summer with fresh produce. Especially up in, like, Lumberton. That's, like, you're absolutely in farm stand territory.
It's why when I'm out and about, like, showing clients stuff, I will always take the back roads home because that's where you find those farm stands. And just, like, there's just some great places to pick up that Jersey corn, you know, or the New Jersey tomatoes. They're good.
They're so good. Once you have them, you can't have those regular shop made tomatoes ever again.
All right, so we're gonna go to the pop shop. How do you describe the pop shop to people who don't know?
Like, if a pastel waffle, like, married a really sweet hot chocolate. Just, like, the most, like, cutesy, little, like, campy brunch spot.
It is very campy
It's
breakfast.
very campy.
I've never thought of describing a place as a campy breakfast place, but I think you hit the nail on the head.
They really lean into the theme.
It's the kind of place where, like, you know, you see on Instagram where, like, you see the waffle in the cup and it has, like, everything that ice cream and pretzels and, you know, just basically everything you could possibly want but shouldn't eat in one sitting.
Very kid-friendly place.
Yeah.
When you're like 10 and you're like, what would be my dream waffle plate? Waffles with a hot sundae with bananas. You can get that at the pop shop. Downtown Haddonfield.
Yeah, and that's what I love about where you guys live is that you are literally, like, at that intersection. Like, you get all the benefits of Haddonfield.
Yeah.
Without having to pay the Haddonfield prices.
Exactly.
You know, if I could pick your house up and put it in Haddonfield, it'd be like a $700,000 house. Like, just by crossing over into that one little square mile that is Haddonfield.
Yep.
This is a town where it's very affluent. Has a great main street.
Yeah.
I mean, great shopping and restaurants. This is where a lot of you'll actually get Phillies players live here in Haddonfield. Eagle players live here in Haddonfield. Top-rated school in South Jersey as well. So people want to be here for that reason as well. But you got to have the pocketbook for that.
Yep.
But you can live in some of these other surrounding areas and still get those amenities. You know, you can live in Cherry Hill, you can live in Haddon Heights, you could live in Haddon Township, you can live in Collingswood, and still have that feel.
Yeah.
I remember when I met you guys at the open house,
Yeah.
and you guys were just sort of like, you were really kind of weren't really sure what direction you were going.
Probably get lost.
Have you guys seen houses with anybody else before we met? Like, what was your process? What was that like before versus when we started looking together?
I mean, when we met you at the open house, we were also kind of realtor shopping. Like that was like our first time ever dipping our toe into anything real estate, and so you're like, we need an agent we're gonna like. So all these open houses, there's a big difference between someone who jumps on you right away, someone who you can tell is just trying to like get a client. And we had realtors who we would give them our email. They would just email us the same Zillow circle that we were drawing at home. So there was not really any like personal attempts from them to really find out what we wanted, versus like we were sitting in a townhouse talking about like Victorian houses, and I was like, this is our guy. Like, he clearly is, he knows what we want. It's something he's interested in. So I think there's a lot of value in feeling out a realtor too, and someone who's gonna listen to you and what you want, and not just draw their same Zillow circle, not do any filtering, just say, look at all these houses. Yeah.
You also gave us a folder of all your interior design stuff and everything, and talking about how to make a house yours from what it is, and not to discount a house based on how it looks. And I remember we walked out of there and we said it felt like we're on HGTV. And then the first day we were going and looking with you, you had a little surprise house for us. If you remember, it was that red tin roof house.
Oh yeah.
And that it felt like we're on a TV show. I will say that it was awesome.
Yeah. We all have access to Zillow or Realtor.com or all these websites, and anybody can look for a house. And it's like, you need someone who's gonna like GPS you through the process.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here to make the decisions for y'all. I just need to help you turn left or turn right along the way, and make sure you don't step on any landmines.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love the puzzle solving.
Yeah.
When you meet somebody new and like, you're like, okay, how do I help pull out of these folks? What exactly is it they know? Because I don't know yet, and they may not know yet. And that discovery, that's the fun part.
Oh yeah.
You were also great because you showed us a lot of houses that were like, we walk in and we don't see anything special, but you've already thought ahead, like, oh, if you ripped out this wall, or like, you were really great at reconfiguring houses that when we first walked in, we were immediately like, no, this isn't for us. But then we would talk and we would see the potential of a house that, with someone who doesn't have interior design experience or knowledge, like, would just be like, this house is what it is and you can't change any of it. Every house we walked into, you're like, you can change all of this.
That's fine. I will also say, though, there was a couple houses we went to that were way too much to bite off. Like, we went to that one split level in, I forget where I was, but I remember you came up to me and you said, this isn't it. Because I was like, oh, we could do it. And you were very honest.
I was like, don't buy this house.
Yeah. You were like, this is not it, man.
It's not it.
Right, you also need a realtor who will tell you what not to buy. That's just as valuable.
Yeah. The houses sell themselves, honestly. It's really just trying to help you guys decide, what feels good and what's going to make sense for this next whatever part of your life.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for joining me on the first of this series. So
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Honored to be the first.
Thanks for the coffee.
You're very welcome. I owe you guys tacos and tequila.
Anytime.
On
Make a
Tuesdays.
summer night.
We'll pack over.
Why wait till the summer?
It's when they have all the picnic tables and it's like beautiful out. You can bring the dogs. It's a whole different vibe.
It's a good summer spot.
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure.
Actually, we can do spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me today on this very first episode of On the Move. It was fantastic to catch up with Jeff and Amy, spend some time with them, explore Cherry Hill, along with parts of Collingswood and Haddonfield. It was really fantastic to be able to find out what's been going on since they moved in the house, and also explore and do a deep dive into what their experience was like. If you're considering making a move to in and around South Jersey, definitely reach out to us, because we would absolutely love to be your real estate advisor of choice. Just book a call and we can sit down, chat, and come up with a game plan that's as unique as your needs and help you make your home buying and selling process a lot easier and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of fun. Make sure you hit subscribe. We got more videos like this coming real soon. And until then, live greater, and we'll see you guys on the next video.